Damn. I mean, this feels a little strange to me as a 23-year-old man hopping onto Minecraft to record a video that, I used to do this every single day at one point. If you go back on my channel, I remember I used to get home while I was at school, I'd make thumbnails on like PowerPoint, and then as soon as I got home, I'd record the video, upload pretty much every single day. Sky Wars, Bed Wars, loads of different stuff. And I've been doing a bit of reflection on life recently, which we'll get into as this video goes on, no doubt. But I just want to say I've decided. I don't know if this is going to be a series or not, but I just wanted to kind of hop onto a Minecraft world. They've updated Minecraft now. Everything's a little bit different to at least what I was used to. And yeah, check it out and just kind of speak off the top of the dome, because my life didn't really go as I imagined it going. And I've been, I'd say, quite successful for my age, especially. There's definitely people doing better than me, but there's a lot of people doing a lot worse than me. And yeah, I don't know, speak my mind a little bit. Maybe spread some wisdom or inspire some ideas, and also get some inspiration myself, because I'd love to hear your guys' input. Like, if I give you the story, I give you like what I'm doing in life, you guys can give me a little, your thoughts on my situation, and what maybe you would do in my situation. But yeah, we're just gonna play some chill Minecraft, maybe build a house or something, get started farming, who knows. Yeah, talk. So this YouTube channel to me is always going to mean something, and it's a bit strange because I know people from my secondary school are probably going to see this video. I've got friends now who know about this YouTube channel because I've shown it to them as like a, look guys, I used to make Minecraft videos, it's pretty epic. And I've got another channel that I used to make Agaria videos on back in the day, which I'm such a squeaker. I must have been 13, like recording Agaria videos with a square monitor. Absolutely awful quality content, but yeah, it's cool to look back on. And I guess as well, this video would be cool to look back on in a few years' time. But what I really want to talk about a little bit is just life. This YouTube channel for me was the first way I ever made money online. And I think it just created this kind of monster inside of me that I had to make money. I was raised in kind of I don't know if you call it a fortunate or unfortunate way, but I never really had pocket money. I get 50p if I mowed the lawn, or like 50p for, I don't know, doing the bins or something crazy. So if I wanted to get any money to do anything, I had to work for it. And I discovered pretty early on that it was a lot easier to make money online than it was to make money taking the bins out and I don't know, vacuuming the house, because that was quite time intensive. And I hate to say it, even at a young age, I didn't want to trade my time for money, which I know is more of a common thing now, but when I was 13, it was more like I just thought, nah, this isn't worth my time. Why would I do that when I can just put my effort into something that's gonna pay off in the long term? It might not pay off immediately, but I know in the long term it will pay off. And I don't know why my brain thought like that, but it did. And I know there's gonna be a few people who were there in the OG days. I'm thinking like Vertice, Turkey. Trying to think of the names. You guys comment, like, even when I posted an Overwatch video like 2 years ago, there are still a few of you guys who are still sat around watching the videos like, oh yeah, it's cool to see what he's up to. So I want to give you guys a little like life update, I guess, and tell you guys what has been going on. And yeah, like I said before, reflect on it a little bit and maybe get some inspiration from you guys, or some thoughts and opinions. So yeah, I guess I should probably stop stalling and get into it. But the reason I started by saying this is the first place I've made money online is because, like I said, it kind of lit that thing inside of me of, wait, it's actually possible to make money online. I remember, and this was one of my proudest things, I think, ever, is I would have been 13 years old and I got a letter through the post from Google. and it was a paycheck. Literally, it had like Neon Phoenix written on the payslip, and then it was for I think close to £100, £80, something like that, because a little bit of AdSense, a little bit of donations, a few Minecraft servers like paid me to post some videos back in the day, and it all kind of like just built up. I got a bit of money in my PayPal account. I got the check, obviously. I was like, damn, like this really could be something. And at that time, even though I guess I'm old now, but at the time I was pretty young for YouTube. I would have been 13. Like the moment I could make an account, I made an account. Like my parents wouldn't let me make a wouldn't let me make a YouTube channel until I hit 13. So I was literally like counting down. I was like, come on, I'm gonna hit it soon. Literally on my birthday, I think this channel got made, because I was like, finally I can make YouTube videos. And that was always my kind of passion. And I know now that's quite a common thing, but back in the day, making YouTube videos was very strange. Not a lot of people did it, and it's a lot more common now. People just thought you were weird if you made YouTube videos, right? Like I don't want to say bullied, but I got heavily made fun of, shall we say, for making Minecraft videos. I don't know if that's because it was Minecraft or what it was, but yeah, back in the day, it wasn't normal. And I kind of leaned into that a little bit, going for that kind of not normal route. And again, I keep saying we'll get onto it later, but that's kind of how I've gone about life now, is if it's not normal, then that's probably the way to go. And so far it's paid off, and I think it started even just from the YouTube days back in the days of like, sure, this isn't normal, not everyone, I don't know, enjoys Minecraft or plays Minecraft or thinks Minecraft's cool, but I enjoy it, so I'm going to do it. And that turned into something. Just like with Overwatch, I made a couple £1,000, and I still do occasionally do coaching reviews. And again, you look at someone who's in my position now where realistically I could probably retire for the rest of my life. It wouldn't be a nice retirement, but I could live for the rest of my life and never have to work again. To then hop on a call and do an Overwatch coaching session for, I don't know, $15. You might think is like weird and strange, like what's the point? And yeah, it's an interesting perspective when you get money of how little money matters after that point. And don't get me wrong, money's always nice. Money goes up. You can see the number. It's a great way to kind of track your progress in life. That's what I find, at least. Like, it's kind of nice to see. You see the number go up in your bank account. You can kind of attribute that to you working hard. Whereas, like, I don't know, if you eat healthy every day, I guess you might lose a bit of weight. But if you're already a healthy individual, you're not going to see massive differences. But you know you're getting healthier, you just can't really track it. So money's a nice way, I find, to track kind of success. But yeah, even with Overwatch, I made a couple £1,000 just doing little reviews here and there. And it's just fun, but it's not normal. And I think a lot of people in my situation would just write it off. But I think a lot of people who aren't in my situation would also write it off. Like, if you're watching this, you probably have at least one thing that you're good at that you're not making money from. And my question is why? Like, why not? Is it because you're embarrassed about it? Is it because you don't think you can make that much from it? Is it you don't want to put the time up front to build kind of a funnel or something to sell? What is it that is stopping you? Because I don't have that thing. If there's something I want to do, I will do it. And it can be quite detrimental to working alongside other people, because I have a set way of doing things and I'm going to do it that way. Pretty much. I mean, if someone suggests a better way, then I'll absolutely switch to it. But if it's like, we're going to meet up and do something, I say, okay, let's meet up where there's free parking. Right? It's not because, well, I guess I am a stingy cunt in that sense of I don't want to pay for parking. But I don't want to pay for parking. And it's a hassle, and I can't be asked to get the app and download it and sort it all out. And again, to someone who's in my position, yeah, I can pay for parking, no problem. It's just a pain in the ass, and I refuse to do it because I can. You know, I'd much rather, you know, pay for an Uber than pay for. Well, we're gonna nab that bed. Than pay for. Than pay for parking, and that's just partially how I was brought up, I guess, and also once you get the freedom to do what you want to do, you can do what you want to do, and you kind of have to have a little bit about you and just do that. Is that a shipwreck? What have we just spawned into? What is this? Right, the sun is setting here. Oh. Right, we just completed the game then, or? There's got to be more chests in here, surely. We'll get on top of it. Yeah, so I guess what I'm trying to say is if there's something you want to do, or there's something that you think could work, just do it. Just at least give it a good go. Oh, hello. Because why not? Especially if you're spending your time, or you get to the end of the day. I have quite a few friends who they always seem to be busy, but when you ask what they're doing, they are doing jack shit all of the time. If that's you, just do something. I think it's Parkinson's law, where the work you have to do will expand the time you have to do it, and it's so true that and it works in reverse as well. If you have loads to do but little time to do it, you will still get that work done more often than not. And you see this especially in schoolwork. Again, no regs, that's crazy. Back in the days, for me at least, I never have the motivation to do schoolwork. But when the deadline was coming around, suddenly, all of a sudden, you can lock in and be focused and get the work done, right? If that sounds familiar, then that is that law working in the way it was designed to be, or the way it was made. So, yeah, if you're like, oh no, I'm too busy, I can't do that, then I'm sorry, but you're not. In the most respectful way possible, you are not too busy. You just can't be asked, or you're just overthinking it massively. And if you can't be asked, and that kind of, mong it through life, don't really achieve anything, die at fucking 80 years old having achieved nothing, lying on your deathbed, just, thinking what life you could have had. If that's for you, then fair enough, I guess. But for me personally, that is... Hello? There we go. That's not the life I want to live. And especially, I'd say now, because it feels like we're still young, relatively. Before you get married, before you commit to anything crazy, at least give it a good fucking go, right? Don't write it off. Don't write it off now, because if when you're 40 you come up with this idea, or suddenly you pick up a hobby, but you've got kids, you've got a mortgage, you've got all of these commitments, you can't afford the risk. You can't afford that. You actually can't afford the time, right? That's like midlife crisis. That's a dark place you're probably going to end up in. So I think a lot of what I do is just fueled by regret. I don't want to regret. I want to get the most out of everything. Right, I was looking for my little platform. There it is. Ideally, I need a mine. Okay, well, mine has been found, so that works quite well. Grab a few blocks. I just need some iron, so I can grab some water, and then we will be absolutely chilling. But yeah, I guess we'll get a little bit more in depth into what I do now then. So since the Minecraft days, went off to college, got, I'd say, pretty standard results, maybe slightly above average, slightly below. I got the equivalent of an A star, A, and then a D. The two equivalents were in business and something else. Media. So I was like video editing and all that Gucci stuff, which as you can see is not going to be used on this channel because editing takes way too much time. Apologies in advance. Yeah, but and then I got the D was in A-level music tech because I was watching the Overwatch finals, and that was more important to me than music tech. And I honestly stand by that decision. I think I managed to play the game of education quite well, whereas I always got the results I needed, but I didn't waste time. So I got a level 5 in maths, a level 4 in English. I pretty much just got the bare minimum I needed to get into the next part of education. And then, yeah, as soon as I didn't need education anymore, I didn't go to uni for a few years. In that time, I would say I built a business, but it didn't really feel like it at the time. Looking back on it, it sounds more like a business than it was at the time. It was more like just going with the flow. But it was in crypto, so it's no longer around. But essentially, I ran marketing for a crypto project, an NFT project, and then I basically marketed this product, sold it out completely. It made like $80,000 in a day or something, and then the founder turned around and just went, I don't really know what to do with this project. Didn't really expect it to sell out. Didn't really expect so many people to be involved and like be hyped about it. Do you like, what do you suggest? And I was like, you know what, I'll take it on. I'll take on the project, and I'll buy you out of the project with the project funds, if that makes sense. So I think he ended up getting like 10k or 10k split between 3 months. I think so. It was like 30k total, something like that. He got a great payday, and he did all the artwork and stuff like that. So fair play to him. And then yeah, for the next like year and a half, I basically ran that project. Created loads of different stuff. Like some of the stuff you see in NFT projects today, the project kind of pioneered. If that, I don't want to big myself up too much, but like different traits, having different perks, getting into like we kind of expanded into building different businesses within the project, and then those businesses generated revenue, which would then go back into the people who held the project. So it was almost like they ended up being like shares in a company, but depending which NFT you had depended which shares you had in which company. So it was for the time, this was when I was probably 17, 18, maybe going on 19, maybe even going on 20, I'm not sure. Quite a while ago, but yeah, it was for the time, it was kind of one of few. And the project did over like $1 million in transactional sales. Obviously the project only got a small commission of that. I think it was 4%, so another 40 grand. So the project made like 150k ish over its time, but I pretty much reinvested all of that straight back into the project, and it was more of a passion project than me trying to make money out of it, if that makes sense, because I went into it just to help my friend market it, and then I was like, you know what, let's see if we can really turn it into something there. And it did well, but I basically committed too much to it, and I just got ill. I got like almost like the cold, but it was like a cold that just wouldn't go away and just got progressively worse over time. And it was because I was working too much, for sure. Like in crypto, you couldn't really trust anyone. Everyone's anonymous. I remember I paid a guy to like fulfill an order of 44 hats, and the hats were going to be given out randomly to people within the project to like thank them for their support, basically. And the guy just took the money and scammed, and he's now like quite well known within the community. Slade, if you're watching, disappointed stuff. But yeah, and he like faked all the shipping invoices and everything. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, so you couldn't really trust anyone, so I ended up just kind of doing it all myself, and that just led to massive burnout. I mean, I genuinely did. I think the worst I did was like a 40-hour day, and then I slept like 20 hours. And within that 20-hour period, to just show how active I was and how like the crypto space was, and probably still is, within that oh my god, I'm gonna die to whatever these things are. within that period of time, the entire community had decided that I'd scammed and ran away with project funds because I was offline for 20 hours. Right, so literally the floor price dropped. Everyone was panicking. I logged back in after a nice long sleep because I've been working non-stop. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then that's like, well, now I can't sleep, so I need to work harder and sleep less. And yeah, it just kind of, oh, hello? Where the f did you come from? Yeah, so it's just kind of a never-ending spiral. So I ended up giving the project away to a team of like developers, resource, like they had loads of stuff. They had devs, they had kind of a whole business structure set out to acquire projects. So I gave it over to them for free. Obviously, I didn't sell it or anything because, again, I wasn't looking to make money out of it. I just wanted the project to do well. It was kind of like my little baby. And then they scammed, basically. I don't know if they scammed, but they just kind of farmed the commission, you know, generated hype. Oh, guys, look, we've acquired the project. Everything's going to go amazing. And then just kind of didn't do anything. I don't know, really, because they literally banned me, which was very strange. They banned me from, like, all of it, blocked me on the socials, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I was like, right, fuck these guys. And that was kind of my end to crypto, I guess. And from that point on, I was in a kind of like a weird rut where I developed the skill of running communities. I developed the skill of like marketing, how to build sales, dealing with people, like management, all of these kind of like very businessy skills, but not really within a business. Because again, I don't know if you can really classify crypto as a business. I guess you could, but again, it didn't feel like it. So I was like I couldn't write on my CV, founder of or owner of a crypto project. You did this, and this, because they're gonna go, right, crypto, so you're like a serial scammer, because that's the only thing that comes along with crypto, or at least in my experience of it. So yeah, there wasn't really any transferable skills or no like a certificate I walked away from. I got transferable skills, but not ones that I could prove or show to a business. And that kind of left me in a place where like I knew I needed to make my own business. I had to use the skills and apply them to something myself. I couldn't rely on getting hired because I knew I didn't have the qualifications, if that makes sense. I had the knowledge, but I didn't have the thing that companies hiring would look for. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to make a business. I'm gonna have to develop some sort of software or build some sort of product, you know, maybe a clothing line or start drop shipping, you know, Amazon FBA, all of these different things. And I don't know if you guys have been down in this hole. I wouldn't call it. I don't mean hole in a bad way. What is that? Spider? Nice. But a hole is in like a kind of niche on YouTube where it's kind of like self-improvement, business focus, you know, rise and grind. Every hour of the day you should be absolutely grinding non-stop. You know, go to the gym, eat healthy, lock the fuck in. And I'll be honest, I'm still in that kind of period now because I do agree with all of that stuff massively. As detrimental as it can be in the short term, I think in the long term it's just a no-brainer. And if you've ended up on that side of YouTube, or you know that kind of algorithm where you know it's David Goggins, who's gonna carry the boats? That's I think that's the right place to be, especially at the age of 23. You know, maybe when you're 30, 40, if you're on that side of the algorithm, you probably just need to accept you're not gonna make it in life. But then again, you could prove everyone wrong, and that's kind of the beauty of that space. Is it's almost empowering in a sense of anything's possible. You know, it's purely there to inspire. It's purely there to drive. There's no kind of negativity as such, unless you take it as negativity. You know, like what I just said there. If you're mid-40s and you're watching this stuff, then it's probably a write-off for you. that to some people is going to be negative, and that to other people is going to be motivation, and it depends how you take that. And I guess that's down to personal experiences. And yeah, I think that genre, that niche, is a very positive place to be, in my opinion. And yeah, so I was diving down into that kind of space, looking into businesses, founding businesses, acquiring businesses, maybe, start an agency and do marketing, because I'm great at marketing and that seems to be my kind of calling. And I stumbled across a YouTube series, which I'm gonna expose it now, because I no longer run ads for them. But it was a YouTube series called Building a $1 Billion Business, or something along those lines, by the founder of Stan Store. I believe his name is John. I think it's John. Great guy. Had quite a few calls with him. Oh no, I had one call with him. Sorry. Just lie blatantly. Why not? It seemed really nice. And I was like, wow, I'd love to be a part of this business. It's a little bit like Linktree, the business, where you can link things with a link in bio, so you can have all of your links to all your different places in one place on Stan Store. And it was different because it was empowering creators to start their own businesses and sell their own products. For example, maybe a cookbook or a community or a live event, stuff like that. And you could sell all of this stuff, manage emails, all of that stuff directly within the platform. Right, am I missing something here? Is this not the hill that I put my little platform on? I swear I did. Right, is that higher up? Boys, I'm afraid we may have lost our home. Rest in peace. But yeah, I was like, oh, damn, I'd love to be a part of this company. But again, I know I don't have any kind of real proof to show that I would be great in this company, or that I could achieve anything in this company, or that they should hire me, right? There was no reason that they would even pay attention to me slightly. And I knew that, so there was no point applying. But I noticed they had a little affiliate marketing thing where, refer your friend and get 30% or 20%, something like that, of their monthly subscription. So basically, if your friend signed up and paid the membership, then you would get 20% of the subscription, which ended up being about $6 a month that you would get per friend that signed up. Aha. And I saw that and thought, okay, that's kind of cool. I don't have a blog or a YouTube channel where I can really promote that, but I'd love to be a part of it, and I think I could make something happen. And so I thought, how can I drive traffic to this site, basically? And that's when I don't know how it came to me, but because I'd been in this kind of mindset of, okay, I want to start a business, I want to do all of this stuff, I've been looking into affiliate marketing, I've been looking into drop shipping, Amazon FBA, all of these different things, right? Looking into them all, this kind of just idea that I just run paid ads to the affiliate link just kind of popped into my head, and I was like, that makes so much sense. And it's kind of win-win, because the business has to take on no risk. I can bid against their competitors, I can protect their brand words from their competitors bidding on it, I can bid on their competitors, I can also bid for broader markets, for example with Stan Store I could bid on Linktree and then bring customers who would have signed up on Linktree over to Stan Store. And it's kind of a win-win. And I was like, yeah, this makes a lot of sense. So I ran ads, I had £400 in my bank account, signed up for Google Ads promotion, and the rest is kind of history, which is kind of crazy. From that point on, I just basically ran ads and then reinvested the money straight back into more ads. And I'm talking this scaled, I made $1,000 in the first month, 2.5 in the second month, $4,000 in the third month, $6,000 in this, on and on and on. I've literally got a Discord log where I tracked the monthly progress, and it just went up and up and up and scaled. And the beautiful thing about it is everyone who I've referred ever, so I've got about 7,700 referrals, they are referred to me for life. So if people subscribe, if they cancel their subscription but then resubscribe or join back, I get their commission for life. And that's a powerful thing for life, subscription, with a company that's only growing. Like now, if you look at the company, they're invested by Gary Vee, they're invested by the Diary, the CEO guy. Like they are a huge company now. I'm talking they are probably worth $1 billion now, or maybe like 600 mil. But at the time I found them, they were worth maybe 2 mil, 3 mil. And yeah, since then, I helped them grow massively, and they've just outgrown hugely since then. And just to put into context then, 7,700 referrals, you're looking at, I've generated them about 2 million. And then I get a 20%, 25%, something like that cut of that. So you can imagine I've done pretty well off that. And then I pretty much shoved all of that into investments. And nothing crazy. I mean, I invested in 3x leverage gold for a little bit, which did quite well. But I'm talking like just normal stocks, Google, S&P 500, Rolls-Royce did really well. And essentially I've just been maxing out my tax-free ISA in the UK. And it's just grown exponentially. I bought a Porsche, very nice car, does the job. Kind of annoying to have in the winter when it's raining because you just can't really drive it. I got a Volvo as well though, so the Volvo does the job on that front. But yeah, I feel a little bit like I've just completed life, and I do wonder, like, you guys who used to watch the channel back in the day, or maybe you found this video now, like, what position are you in, or were you in at my age? Or if you haven't reached this age yet, like, where do you want to be? Where do you aim to be at that point? And what work are you putting in to make that happen? Because I'm at a point now where I can kind of do what I want when I want. And there's not too much I want to do. Which probably sounds strange, like, why don't you, like, rent a yacht and buy a Lamborghini? But it's, I don't know, it's just not as appealing as I thought it would be at the time. So yeah, I wonder what you guys would do in my situation. And I wonder what you guys are up to. So yeah, I think we'll leave this video here. Set up a kind of house, not really, needs a roof. But yeah, got some minerals, got some ores, we'll get full armor next episode. All of that juicy stuff. But yeah, let me know, what are you guys thinking? Let me switch my skin around here. Skin. Hat on? No. How do I get my face? Hello? There it is. Hey. Yeah. Any thoughts, feelings, anything like that? That'll be the thumbnail. Thank you very much. Yeah, give me a little update. Let me know what you guys are thinking. How are you doing? Yeah, other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.